Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Teacher Let Your Light Shine. And in today's episode, I want to talk to you about that dreadful feeling, imagining that horrible things are going to happen when you decide that you're going to make a teacher career change, or start a microschool, or start that new teaching business, whether it's tutoring, whether it is beginning a learning pod, a summer camp, whether it's even starting a preschool or beginning to homeschool your children. I know what it feels like to be anxious about starting something new. We can feel anxious about going to the grocery store. We can feel anxious about signing up for a new course or deciding that we're going to plan a vacation. All of those activities can create some type of a little bit of anxiousness or uncertainty. So when it comes to actually starting a new career, building a business, becoming a teacher entrepreneur, I understand. But I also know we are capable of overcoming this. We are able to move in spite of uncertainty. Yes, I understand that you're thinking, but what if this doesn't work out? What if this doesn't work out well? What if I fail? What if I give up something that was so good for me? What if I don't like my new career change? What if I start building a business, building a school, and I realize I don't want to do this? How do I get out of it? You may also be thinking, am I really supposed to do this? Is this the thing that I'm supposed to be doing? And here's the deal. I want to help you today. I'm going to give you 5 really strong mindsets to embrace, actionable steps to take, and an effort to get you from overthinking, analysis paralysis, stuck in fear, stuck in doubt, stuck in overwhelm. Because the truth is, risks are scary, big or small. There will be fear, there will be anxiety, there will be nervousness. But I promise you, those are meant to help you. Those are meant to protect you. And that's just a natural process of human nature. So today, I hope that you feel inspired and ready to get out of your head, get your feet onto the pavement, get your fingers onto the keyboard, the pencil to the paper, because it's time to get moving. Welcome, teacher, to the Let Your Light Shine podcast. If you're searching for the freedom and permission to design the life you love as a teacher, you're in the right place. I'm on a mission to help teachers just like you build their own dream school or homeschooling business. In this present day, the world needs you, teacher friend, to step out in faith and give students an education they love and so deserve. In this podcast, I will teach you how to start a fulfilling and profitable homeschooling business that lights you up. I'm Makenzie Oliver, former elementary teacher and instructional coach, gone homeschool teacher and business builder. I'm here to empower you to step outside the classroom and choose the experiences, the curriculum, and all the moments that put a smile on your face and your students. Does it seem like a dream? Well, it did to me, until God opened the doors and made it reality. Together, we are breaking through fears and moving the crowd. So get out your notebook, sharpen your pencil. It's time to get your teach on. Ooh, this is going to be an amazing episode, one in which I would have given so much time, attention to the message when I was contemplating on leaving my teaching career, starting to homeschool, starting a school, growing a school, hiring, all of that. I wish I would have had someone speak this to me. So I am so excited to be able to share this message with you. And I want to remind you of 2 very important things right now. And that is, 1, we are celebrating the winners of our 100 Days to Brave. Thank you so much for spending time with us on our podcast, leaving us a review. The winners have been announced on our social media. You will have received an email, and I'm excited to read the reviews to you in the upcoming episode next week. But I want to also thank Monica Hill. Thank you, Monica, for leaving a review on our business bundle on our website at teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Thank you so much for saying that the business bundle was the perfect tool to utilize when preparing to launch your microschool. I appreciate all that were involved in the creation of this resource. And it was so sweet how she signed it. She signed Current Microschool Business owner. Hallelujah. Way to go, Monica. I also had the pleasure of having a one-on-one coaching session with Monica, hashing out the details of her business. And I'm so grateful. If you are interested in a one-on-one coaching, head on over to www.teachersletyourlightshine.com/coaching. And you all know, if you've been listening, you've got 1 week left to snag $100 off. This is the largest discount we've ever given on our business bundle. All of the documents that you need to get your business started, no matter if it's 6 months from now, 3 months from now, whether or not you've already started your business and you're ready to grow it, you don't have the right marketing tools in place, you're unsure of your messaging and how you're communicating with families, your message, your branding, your enrollment process, all that comes into protecting your business with the handbook and contract. Here's the thing. Excited when we first dream up of having our own school, no matter if it's a few kids in your house, no matter if it is 20 kids in your house, 18 kids in your house like me, or if you have started building a school in your own backyard, or if you have started brainstorming your future location. I understand there are so many exciting components, and you're thinking about curriculum, and you're thinking about all of these incredible moments of just being able to teach the way that you want to teach on your timeline, the days of the week that you want to teach, the hours that you're going to have, if you're going to have people hired, the content, all of the good, fun things that we love about being a teacher. And then you go, oh, I have to make sure that I get family signed up. And I understand that so many of us in the childcare or any type of program that we've seen when it comes to education, summer camps, enrichment camps, there's so many goodness out there. I speak with so many teachers and business owners that have struggled to find clients or students despite the high quality and the super affordable price that they give to these families who need their services. You could be a diamond in the rough. And I know that if you had the right tools, you could constantly be getting calls and inquiries. So with the business bundle, you can break it up. You can get the pieces that you need, whether it's the handbook and the contract, the introductory packet. You can go through and you can get any of those pieces. But if you want all of the pieces and you want it at a discounted price, the business bundle is a way to go, because there are 3 ways for communicating your value: finding students, enrolling them, creating contracts, because many teachers and parents are absolutely intrigued by the idea of starting their own school or their homeschooling business, but they are always stumped and fearful about the students, the right price. They're scared that if they build it, no one will show up. And if I could lump all of those questions that I get asked when it comes to starting, I understand. The questions would be listed out page after page after page. Where did the students come from? Did they just appear? Where did you find them? How do I get my message out effectively? What if no one shows up? How can I provide families the value? And the truth is you already have it, but you need a way of getting the message out. And you probably are not aware of how many forms that you need in an effort to do that. So we've got the introductory packet that gives all the key concepts and allows you to outline your school's history, schedule, curriculum. It's plug and play. I give you my example. You can take it or leave it. You can add, you can subtract. Then you've got your brochure and your flyer, which are a business card on steroids, because you will want to make sure that you market in a unique and colorful way that also gives explanation about your services rather than a business card only. Then there's a parent partnership letter that allows you to connect with current homeschooling families or families who need help with their child's education, such as tutoring. Then there's the destination location letter, because not everyone can host the schools right out of their homes. So if you have your eyes on a local church, a community center, or a public property that you need permission to access, the destination location letter will help you. It is only in the business bundle. We do not sell that separately. And then there is the application, the acceptance letter, the welcome letter, and our 17-page handbook and contract. It's all done for you. And I might add that you will gain so much clarity in the process of having this to work on without the weeks of overwhelm and starting from scratch. So you can check this out. We've got 1 week left. It's $100 off. www.teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. You can always go to our website, send me an email. You can email me at Makenzie@teachersletyourlightshine.com. You can also instant message me if you need more clarity and you want me to explain all of the pieces and why you need them and how long it will take you and how you will utilize them. Please ask me. Don't get stuck thinking about building this business because you don't have clarity over what you are wondering about when it comes to all of the forms, all the processes, the legalities. You've got to ask questions. So please send me an email. You can also send me an instant message on Facebook or Instagram and hop into our community and just make a post in our community. Tell me about the business bundle. Why do you need the business bundle? How did the business bundle help you? Ask the people in our community because they will pour over you and help you clarify why you need it, how to use it, and how it will help you in the future. And so with all this being said, let's talk about how even taking the risk of starting your business by purchasing the business bundle, how you are needing to use useful tools that help you navigate decisions, that allow you to deal with the anxiety in a healthy way, help you to move forward, and help you to build the life you deserve and that you're passionate about. Well, I have a little story for you. I actually was awake last night. I was so excited. I prepared myself for such an amazing work day. I'm working on a really huge project, actually 2 big projects, one for our school and one for Teacher Let Your Light Shine. So with that, I know that this season of life, it is not usual that I work on the weekends. But on Sunday, I knew that I was going to have to dedicate a chunk of my day to finishing out some flushes of these projects that I'm working on. And I wanted to set myself up for success. I wanted to be excited about my day. So I spent Saturday afternoon preparing for Sunday, just my house, my bedroom, my kitchen, where I was going to work. And I was just so excited. And I fell asleep, getting some good rest. And I wake up at midnight. And I don't go back to sleep until 3 a.m. Thoughts just running through my mind. So when I woke up Sunday morning, I was a little aggravated because I thought, man, I set myself up for success today and I am getting started late and I'm just frustrated that I was awake all night. And what I realized is that I was having some just anxious feelings that were rooted in a lack of faith and a scarcity mindset, which I've thought that I've overcome this, but it will creep back in here and there. And so I've got to sit and sort these little battles in my mind. And I went out on my back porch and I read my scriptures and read my book and started my journaling. And I just wrote down what it is that was bothering me in the middle of the night, which I should have done in the middle of the night. But I thought, well, if I turn on the lamp and I get started writing, then I could stay up for several more hours, but it probably would have been better if I did that. So my number one advice to you is to acknowledge it. Acknowledge what you're feeling. So I went through and I made a list and I just numbered my paper 1 through 10. And then I got down to the 10th and then I numbered it to 20 and then I numbered it to 24. And I wrote down the fears that I was experiencing. And once I just jotted it down, no judgment. It is what it is. This is how I was feeling. This is what I was worried about. It was a gamut of things that I was concerned about. And then I went through, I looked at that list, and as I was writing it, I was like, dang, I hate that I feel this way about this in this moment. Why do I feel like this? I thought I'd overcome this. And then I went through that list one by one, 1 through 24, and just went through line by line. I feel scared that I won't be able to handle what's coming my way. So that was one. And I acknowledged it. And then I just said a prayer about it. Father, please help me. I know that I can do all things through you. I know that if you give me a situation in life, you will help me move through it. So thank you. And I read the next one, number 2. I read it out loud and I prayed to God. Number 3, I read it out loud and I prayed about it. Guys, experiencing a natural fear of starting something new or just being in the midst of a storm, it's normal. But I truly believe, and through what I've read on personal development, that it really becomes self-awareness. I mean, did it take me 10, 15 minutes to write that list and pray about it? Yes. But I literally ended up closing it, walking inside, stretching, and got back to my work. And it felt so liberating. And it helped me to realize this is what you're thinking about. This is what you're feeling. And if you don't get a grip on it, it's going to control your life and create situations that you're not going to be satisfied with. So we can't let it control us, because we have to realize that there are so many fears that are going to keep us in stagnation, but it's our job to become self-aware, to take those thoughts, to make them real. When I wrote them down on paper, I was like, oh, heck no. I'm not going to let this bother me anymore, or this is out of my control. But the first thing that I did was I just acknowledged it, because introspection really does diffuse fear. So maybe that strategy that I gave you will help, but just acknowledging this is how I feel, but then putting pen to paper is what really helped me dig through and get some more confidence and to really diffuse the way that I was feeling. Number 2, we have to accept that we're feeling this way, because those feelings are there to protect you. I know it doesn't feel good. I know it can feel daunting, but the moment that you just accept this is how I felt, instead of being a victim to it, you start to get familiar with feeling like this. Say, for an example, you say, I'm worried about retirement, and you write it down. Okay, there's no shame in that. There's no guilt in that. But let's say you start writing that down day after day or week after week. Suddenly you go, okay, I've accepted this for some time, but right now I'm kind of tired of feeling frustrated that I don't know what to do with my retirement, or that I don't have a solution for it whenever I start my business. I'm going to look into how people became entrepreneurs and left their 9-to-5, left their 6-figure digit companies to start their own business, to start from scratch, to potentially go into debt, to potentially fail. How did they become successful entrepreneurs that were not tied to their less than $50,000 a year career that gave them retirement? How did they become either 6-figure digit entrepreneurs, maybe even millionaires, and got over the fear of leaving their career because of retirement? They must have found an alternative. They must have found another way of investing. And so even though you begin to accept your fear of the way that you felt, over time, you'll start to acknowledge the fact that, okay, there's got to be a solution to this. Is it that you're worried that you're going to fail? That's a real fear. Write it down. The more you write it down, I'm worried I'm going to fail. I'm worried I'm going to fail. You know what? I don't want to worry that I'm going to fail. I want to know how I can succeed. I want to know if there's people in my surrounding community that can help me. I want to know if there's someone who I can have coach me through this, mentor me through this. I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm going to research. I'm going to get myself out of this. So that helps in a sense of being able to accept the way that you feel. You're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to be perfectly prepared. But the more you start acknowledging the way that you feel, the more you'll have motivation to get over it instead of letting it control you. And I know that from personal experience. Number 3, pursue success by pursuing learning. And this is really what I just talked about in the second tip of accepting the way that you fear. Because once you accept the way that you, feel, once you accept the way that you feel, you'll be like, I'm ready to start learning how I can kick this in the dust, baby. And so you start learning out of a desire to overcome your current situation. It's not about finding out how to be successful. It's about becoming successful through what you learn. You have to orient your life around learning. We're talking to our high school daughter about this right now. Hey, Jalen, if you don't know how to do this, it's your responsibility that you learn it. Mommy and daddy are going to help you. We're going to support you. We're going to give you the tools that you need. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you must take ownership for learning this yourself. You want to become more confident in this? You're going to have to research. You're going to have to take the books that we've given you and read them, because we can't make you learn. You have to create that in yourself. which she's always been a wonderful learner. This is our first time ever learning how to raise teenagers, which in itself, my husband and I, we're reading, we're listening to things, we're asking our family members, how do we raise teenage girls? How do we do this in a way that is positive and loving to not only our family, but to her and to honor our Heavenly Father? We have to learn this. We've never done it before. You're going to have to learn how to start a business. You're going to have to learn how to start researching and finding families. You're going to have to learn how to create a business name and logo. But if you orient your life, because you are a teacher and teachers love to teach because they love to learn, start focusing on learning something different. I spent so many years learning cake and cooperative learning strategies, learning student engagement strategies, learning how to properly lesson plan, learning how to start a lesson and create engagement and excitement and then close a lesson, and then how to formatively assess, hey, I'm grateful for that. But guess what? I didn't want that to be the only thing that I knew how to do. I learned how to start a business. I learned how to create an atmosphere where students are learning what they want to learn. I learned how to hire people. I've learned how to turn my house into a school. Hey, listen, it wasn't always rainbows and sunshine, but I can tell you that I've gained so much more confidence and so much more joy as opposed to staying in a situation that was not serving me any longer, or better yet, was conflicting with what I truly believed in. So number 3, continue trying new things. Do not be stagnant. If you care so much, you've got to do it. This is where effort comes in. Number 4, you're going to have to smother your fear with why. Why you want to do what you want to do. Not why you are scared to do what you want to do. We've already done that, okay? But now let's talk about why we do want to do what we want to do. I want to start a school. Why? I want time freedom. I want to teach out of my home. I want to create a new destiny for my family. I want to create a generational blessing for my family. I want to teach in a way that lights me up. I want to create my own day, my own time, my own schedule. I love being an administrator for this school and being able to hire people and teach them and become an instructional coach to them. I want to be able to look out my living room window and see my husband building a schoolhouse. I want to look out my window and see little kids running through my backyard. I love that. That brings me joy. That brings me excitement. That I want to take kids on field trips. I want to do outdoor learning as much as possible. I want to teach and not have to teach according to assessments. I want to stay home with my kids. I want to stay home and be with my dog every day too. That's just like a little added bonus. I want to help kids who struggled in school and give them an opportunity to learn. I want to help gifted kids. I want to help students with learning disabilities. I want to help kids who felt lonely at school. I want to help kids who hated school because they were so bored. I want to help families find a community of people who believe in the same things that they believe in, that want to go against mainstream education and fight for their kids' innocence. That's my why. And you have to keep a hold of your why so strongly, because otherwise, the fears that we did in step 1, they will overcome you. So you must stick with why you want to do what you're doing, or why you want to start what you want to start. They will motivate you, they will inspire you, and they will keep you on the right track so you don't go left and you don't go right. You just stay on the path that God has created you. And number 5, you're going to have to embrace some ignorance here, and you're going to have to take action anyways. There's nothing worse than not starting at all. See, a lot of people want to research and listen to every single podcast episode and research and listen to 1,000 YouTube videos and read 1,000,000 articles, and then they just keep researching, and then it becomes a crutch and it becomes detrimental, because people will then stop actually doing what they need to do and get stuck in procrastination and overthinking and perfectionism. And I'm raising my hand right here because I will do that at times. And it is a beast to reckon with. There is a time to learn and there is a time to take action. You can become easily overwhelmed with information overload. If you understood all of the things that you needed to do to start a school, you wouldn't do it. You just wouldn't. Because God can only give you what you can handle. And He will not give you something 10 years from now when you've got to start at year 1, right? Because you're not ready for it. My mother-in-law used to tell me this all the time, especially whenever I started out. But I've got all these kids in my house and I want a bigger place for them to run and play. And she said, right now you're not ready for that. You've got to polish up what you started with. And I wanted to look for grants, and I wanted to look for partnerships, and I wanted to look for people who could invest in my business. And my mother-in-law said, but you're not there yet. Just stick with where you are right now. And guess what? All of those things that I wanted, they came in the perfect timing when I was ready for it. And I look back and I go, okay, God, I know why you didn't give that to me yet. I understood why you didn't give that to me 2-3 years ago. I get it. I understand why 7 years ago, I was running through my neighborhood and I was thinking about starting a preschool in my backyard. But guess what? I wasn't ready for it. And I was frustrated that dream that I had must have just been my own dream. Must not have really been what God wanted me to have, because it never came to happen. When really, I had no idea that years later it was going to happen, but only in a way that I didn't know. And I think, okay, I understand why 7 years you didn't give that to me. I wasn't ready for it. But we'll also have to embrace the fact that we're not going to know everything. But you're going to have to take action anyways. Get some counselors. Get some mentors. Yes, start researching. Yes, start planning. Yes, start listening. But actually start doing as well. So let's recap those 5. 1, acknowledge how you feel. Write it down. Pray over each and every line. Number 2, accept how you feel because it's there to protect you. Then do the next step, which is 3, start learning, start growing. Don't be stagnant. Orient your life around learning. Number 4, smother your fear with why. And as you get into that business bundle, especially the introductory packet, that will help you so much determine your why. And I tell the people that I coach, the people that have been in my marketing series, listen, get that packet and keep it beside you until you've got it in your heart, until you know your why. Because until then, you're going to be walking on rocky surface. Let it solidify in your heart and your mind so that you can have confidence. And number 5, embrace your ignorance and know that you're not going to know everything, but take action anyway. Now, don't forget, $100 off our business bundle at www.teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Get it, get started. Even if you're like, but I want to do this a year from now, get it now and get started on it. Take action. You're not going to know all the details yet, but it will move you in the right direction. Join our Facebook group. That is the Teacher Let Your Light Shine Facebook group. Start your microschool or homeschooling business. And don't forget, if you need coaching, go to www.teachersletyourlightshine.com/coaching. I'll see you here next time. Until then, keep shining. Hey, teacher friend. Thanks so much for listening to today's show. I pray it inspired you, touched you, or challenged you in some way, because we are making big shifts and using our teaching gifts for God's glory like never before. I'm so grateful for you. The number one way you can support this show is to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts and also share this with another teacher. Come join me in the Virtual Teachers Lounge, known as the Teacher Let Your Light Shine Facebook group. Until next time, keep shining your teacher light. The world needs you.